everybody. Welcome back to the Fin Factor. I'm Paul.
And I'm Aaron.
This is episode number 263. With us, as always, off to my right and off screen, super producer Jason. There he is. Happy to report we've upgraded from peanuts to pistachios for super producer Jason because of the what?
Nothing.
Because of the kind contributions to members like you. In fact, members of the show. Aaron, you want to read off the list of members?
Absolutely. Thank you for our members. I'm going to say, butcher some of these. Brycar 75, Crichton 09, Tyler McElroy, Lori Sholl, friend of and patron of the show, Taylor Kearney, Navy 47, and Robota 89.
Robot Bay, I believe was.
Robot Bay.
I think you spelled it wrong.
I spelled it wrong.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
We still love you.
Told you I'd butcher it. Sorry.
So one of the reasons we wanted to go ahead and read this up, obviously, we appreciate you guys. Again, thank you so much. Upgraded the peanuts. And then the other thing we want to show you was that we have these little bag tags. These are the giveaways that the Sharks were kind enough to send to us. And we'll go ahead and put those on screen here. This one here is Macklin Celebrini. It's kind of hard to tell. As you said, it doesn't really look like him, but they're pretty cool.
Show the back.
Yeah, in the back you can see. Well, you see it says 71, but it's just a tiny little scratch. Anyway, so there are 4 of these. It's Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Eklund, and they did my guy wrong here with the mustache. Like, I don't know.
He's got a mustache.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad.
I may have to talk to him out of practice. Hey, you might want to shave that thing. They're making bobbles of you looking like that. Anyway, the reason we have these out here right now is because the Sharks did send them to us, and we're going to go ahead and give these away. Guess who? 2 members. So if you are a member, congratulations. You're going to be in the running for one of these at some point. And if you're not a member, what are you doing with your life? Aaron, sell it.
Go to our YouTube page and click on Become a Member, and it will be $2.99 a month coming our way, which we appreciate, and helps support the show. And you get little trinkets and gifts, stuff that come our way from the Sharks. We pass right along to you guys.
We got more than that.
Yeah, we got
more than that stuff.
Remember, we have these little guys over here. If you want to put
Shoe charms.
Shoe charms.
Not
for a specific kind of shoe,
right.
Which apparently we're not allowed to say the name of the shoe, but
we
whatever.
could say it,
y'all know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, there's these some stickers and stuff that they sent us. So yeah, things that the Sharks go ahead and send us, we'll pass along to you, but we'll pass it along to our members. So there you go. If you missed out on these, now is a great opportunity to get yourself in the Fin Factor raffle, if you will. Anyway, Aaron, we had a couple of games, some good, some bad.
Some ugly.
Some really, really bad, but I think there was some article I think Shang Peng put out trying to see the brighter side. I didn't even bother reading it because I was just like, it's. I understand he's got a job to do,
right.
But a 6-0 loss is a 6-0 loss. I don't want to hear it, Shang. Okay, so anyway, we are going to talk about that one. Is there anything you want to start off with first before we jump into the misery?
No. Let's just get right into it.
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay. Sharks, Avalanche. Of course, we talked about this one. They had already played the Avalanche this season when the Sharks were at home. Mm-hmm. They won that game, played really well. This time around, of course, the elevation gets to them a little bit, and it's a 6-0 loss.
A little bit, yeah. The Colorado Avalanche had control of this game from start to finish. The Sharks did not look good throughout this game. Even Nedeljkovic looked okay. He made a couple saves. Askarov started the game. Nedeljkovic actually made a hell of a save. I don't know if you saw that, but coming across his net with the glove, robbing Nathan MacKinnon, leading scorer of the league right now, currently, of another goal. But going back to this game, this is kind of a reminder of what the Sharks, everyone keeps talking about playoffs, right?
Yeah.
This is the team that the Sharks would most likely play in probably the first round, and This is probably how quickly it would be ended. So just to kind of temper expectations of the Sharks making playoffs, sure, they could probably make it, and they might win a game, maybe, but dear Lord, they are still a long ways away. Now, in the notes, or not in the notes, in the chat here, we just had, I think it was Wickedly Charming asking about Nedeljkovic and if we should trade him for better defense, recognizing the Sharks need better defense. Yes, the Sharks need better defense. Just remember, some of these players, Klingberg and Leddy and a couple other guys, they are stopgaps. These guys are not part of the future. They will eventually be moved. We could talk more about Klingberg in a little bit, but essentially don't get your hopes up that the Sharks will be making a lot of moves, I don't think, by the trade deadline to bolster their defense or make their team better this season. This season is a transition season. I still don't think they're going to make playoffs, and if they do, this is what we would see happen in the playoffs because the Colorado Avalanche in this game jumped over every single mistake the Sharks made, and they made them pay dearly for it. So anything you want to talk about? You want to just?
I mean, we'll talk a little bit about the game, but I want to address. I still think that they are a bubble team, whether or not they go in the first round and get smoked. I mean, if they made it into the first round and it was against the Colorado Avalanche, yes, it would not go well. But I still hold that they are going to be in that conversation, in that mix, for better or for worse. Now, Aaron doesn't think so. This is going to be fun for the end of the season, I think, to see where they actually land, right? Are you still feeling confident that they're going to be in the bottom 10?
I mean, I think they'll be in that 10th position around there.
Okay.
I think they're going to miss playoffs, and I think they'll be, I don't know, I would say give me like a bubble of 8 to 12-ish.
Sure.
Okay. Like somewhere around there. At the bottom, I mean.
Yeah. So if I'm saying no worse than 20th, we're really only a few spots away from each other then,
It could. And the way that the league is right now with the parity, it's really not that far of a difference. So I think compared to last season, I think there's a better chance that they could be a playoff bubble team because other than Colorado right now, currently in the NHL, everyone else is pretty tight. And you take away Colorado and you take away, I think it's Calgary at the bottom. You take away those two outliers. Everyone else is pretty close in between. One thing I will put up this graphic right now. And we're going to do this for every game. This is the game chart from Hockey Stat Cards. This, again, you don't really need to get into too many details here to understand what you're looking at. You see the 0 and how far to the right it is. That's not good. The 0 should be more to the left for a good game. So anyone to the left side of the 0 and the negative did not have a good game. Everyone on the right side had an okay game. Alex Wimberg had, for lack of whatever, him, Celebrity, and Smith looked okay offensively, right? Not your normal night. Everyone else did not look good, and then defensively just atrocious. So this game, just disgusting, right?
Except for Colin Graff.
Right. No surprise, right? Yeah. No surprise. Colin Graff is
at least on the 5-on-5,
yeah, extremely good, defensively responsible as a forward. So all the defenders now, everyone's going to be dumping on Klingberg. He wasn't even in this game, so go figure, right? Klingberg gets scratched.
Yeah.
Sharks don't do so well. Now everyone's kind of like maybe Warsofsky's like, well, see, it does help. As bad as Klingberg is defensively, he still kind of helps the team have a chance.
And I love Mook Madulin as much as the next guy, but he was just as far off to the left as everybody else playing D that night. So I think when it's a 6-0 loss, there's no chart that's going to show you anything. That's, again, why I bothered to just skip that article that was trying to make light of a 6-0 loss. So anyway, wheels come off, as you said. 3 goals in a minute and 16 seconds. Poor Nedeljkovic, after Askarov gets pulled, not even 10 seconds. It was 9 seconds later.
9 seconds later.
And they just put one in. First shot, boom, done.
Right off the face-off. Yeah. Burns dumps it in. They track it down, pass it across, and it was an easy, maybe not an easy tap-in, but it was like a tap-in goal. Yeah. And Nedeljkovic didn't have a chance. So welcome to the game. You get a goal scored on you 9 seconds in from skating and starting the game back up. Just wheels are off. The Sharks look terrible. The Sharks look like the Sharks from 2 years ago. Not even last year, but 2 years ago. The year that they were so bad that they got Celebrini in the draft, thankfully. I don't know. Blackwood shut out against his former team. And I don't know what else we want to talk about.
Colorado extends the point streak, man.
Yeah, 14 games in a row with points after this game. I don't know I'm not a Colorado Avalanche fan, so I didn't follow how far it's still going or did go. But this is like, man, this was with the Sharks in 10 years ago, right?
Exactly.
Like just dominant. Yeah. Again, when we started this show, the Sharks were still pretty dominant. We were talking about how many wins we're going to get when we look ahead and how many losses possibly we would get. And this is where the Avalanche team is currently. So
Nick actually just asked, are you okay with them pulling Askarov? I honestly, in these situations, I'm okay with it for a couple reasons. One, either he doesn't have it that night, which may or may not have been the case here, right? And then it's just, okay, well then why are we keeping him in? If he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it, right?
I don't think that was it.
I don't think that was it either. Yeah. But one of the other reasons, a lot of times the reason they pull the goalie out of the net is because, well, if you guys aren't going to work for your goaltender, then I'll just throw the other guy in and we'll save him for the next game.
Exactly. That, and it's kind of a message to the rest of the team of you let him down, right? You failed your goaltender. It's not fair to him. We're going to pull him and put it in. I mean, no offense to Nedeljkovic. He's not like a schmuck, right? Throwing him in there. But give Askarov a rest so that he can come back to the next game, at least start the next game. Now, I think we talked about this last week, the league looking ahead. I thought Askarov was going to start in Colorado. I thought Nedeljkovic was going to get that next start against Vancouver, and then they go back to Askarov for the Golden Knights. And I think I still think they probably were going to do that, but this kind of messed it up
Yeah.
because he got thrashed, and he was going to be fresher for that Friday game. So I think, that's another reason is it's kind of a timeout for your team, right? You switch your goalies, and it takes actual time for them to physically move. The guy comes out, kind of stretches a little bit. They get
his glove and his everything on.
It's
he's
kind of a
stretching and
30-second timeout, roughly, right? Like a normal 30-second timeout. So it's an extra timeout. At that point, it was 4-0. Regroup, say, hey, come on, let's start fresh. And then they let in the goal 9 seconds in. So yeah, that game was done from the start. Not great. The other point I had, 12 straight home games the Colorado Avalanche have beaten the Sharks. So this was the 12th home game in a row. The Sharks have not won in a row. The Sharks have not won in Colorado going back to the 1920 season. 2019-2020 season. Pre-COVID days.
Yeah.
Right? That's nuts. That seems like a lifetime ago right now. Pre-COVID days. Anyway, that's enough about this game.
Sorry, super producer Jason making a Clerks reference there. Moving on. I'm going to move on to the Sharks Canucks game. Again, as you said, Askarov gets a start in this one because he was pulled in the previous game. So he jumps to the net. He has a good showing this time around. At least came prepared, ready to rock. And I think the team maybe got the message and was ready to play in front of him as well.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get your butt kicked in one game. You want to show up for the next one, how competitive the Sharks and depth chart the Sharks have. You could get benched, and look at Klingberg, right? He was benched against that Colorado game. You're not going to get it done. We're going to have some guys that are going to step in and do it. This game. Here, we'll show the graphic and look at the difference between that last graphic where everyone was to the left. And now, in this game, Liljegren is the only kind of lone guy that's really far out there compared to everyone else. Klingberg, that's a strong game from Klingberg. Getting scratched and coming back, that is how you stay in the lineup. Good on him for doing that. Gaudet, another one up there at the top.
Gaudet.
Toffoli, Kirchev, and Wemberg, that looks like those four guys. And Gaudet had a pretty good game. Solid game defensively. Obviously, solid game offensively because they were on the board. Celebrini, Eklund, and Smith on the board offensively, and defensively looks like they kind of probably let one in. So, again, a very different chart looking to trend in the better direction, if you will, on there. And, Askarov gets to start. Goals by Smith, Eklund, and the game-winning goal by Gaudet.
Yeah.
We're talking about this one?
That was interesting, the reaction on the bench there. I guess, so the puck goes in. Even Gaudet didn't even know that it went in at first. He was kind of looking at it.
He didn't celebrate, but he was kind of pointing, you should review that.
Well, he shot, and then he kind of skated behind the net, and was like, dang. And then he looked again. He's like, oh, wait, it's right there. And then they kind of went back and did the review from when they saw it. And again, it was the awkward goal celebration on the bench.
Yes.
Because they're sitting there just kind of waiting.
Gaudet was on the bench at that point.
He's on the bench sitting there, just waiting for them to make the call or whatever. And then they say, hey, we got a goal, and he does this weird he stands up just a little bit, it's like, hey, all right, he's tapping people or whatever. And it was really awkward looking, kind of like what I just did. Yeah. So yeah, it was really awkward looking, and but it doesn't matter. It went in. They end up winning the game 3-2. So good for him.
Yeah.
I really like his game so far. He's been one of those guys that's really impressed me. I know last year we talked about who's kind of like that sleeper guy, and we ended up coming up with Wennberg, I think, was the guy on that team that was kind of that sleeper on the team that was playing extremely well that nobody really talks about, right? I think Gaudet is kind of one of those guys this season. He's really reliable. He's been able to chip in a little bit here and there offensively, and he seems to be doing okay on the defensive side as well. He kind of is that everyman for this team, and I think he's doing really well.
Yeah, he chips in with goals too. He's got 6 goals. That was his 6th goal of the season. 6 goals and 2 assists. He doesn't like to pass the puck, so he won't be getting a lot of points, but he'll be getting his goals. I'm not complaining.
He crashes the net.
Every team needs a selfish player that you feed it to, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Right. I'm just saying, the shooters are going to shoot, right? Yes. He's a shooter, even though he's on the 3rd, 4th line. He gives that 3rd, 4th line a scoring punch here, and gets the job done. And 6 goals in 22 games, so he is actually 4th, tied with Kirchev for goal scoring on the team. So Celebrini at 14, Will Smith now at 10, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Eklund at 7. And Gaudet and Kirchev at 6. Toffoli actually is down to 5.
Yeah, how you feeling? How you feeling about that now? Because Skinner is even lower than that.
It's tough. Yeah, Skinner's.
Those were our picks.
Hurt. He's out for a while. That's not his fault. But
I know.
Yeah, we both picked. I picked Toffoli and you picked Skinner. I'm pleasantly surprised and I'm glad to be wrong about it. But I think Toffoli has been going through something. I think he's getting on the healthier side now. But his shot, that's why I think it was a shoulder injury, because it looked like his shooting was just really off. In fact, he had a chance in the next game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think his shoulder, something's off, or maybe his wrist. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it's not bad enough where he can't play. But it's bad enough where he's not getting on the score sheet right now.
Yeah. Of note in this game as well, we had Macklin Celebrini going to the box after a kind of a tussle with Hronik, I think is how you say the name. H.
Sounded like Hronik, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, Hronik is kind of getting in Macklin's face with his stick, kind of cross-checking him a little bit in the chest, and kind of the glove gets up in the face a little bit. Hits him twice, whatever. Macklin doesn't like it, and he kind of like shoves him back. He gives him a little cross-check. And on the second one, people are like, oh, how many times are you going to allow Macklin to cross-check him? Of course they're going to call a penalty on him. You know, all the Vancouver fans saying that because Sharks fans were upset about it. Well, if you watched the play, it's a cross-check, which I wish they would just call these cross-checks. I wish they would just call it every single time, because this happens all the time in front of the net and on the wall, right? Everybody's just getting cross-checked, and they never call it. Right? So then he cross-checks him, and there's no call, and that's fine. Then he doesn't actually cross-check him the second time. He gets his glove on him and shoves. It's different from a cross-check.
Right.
Gets his glove on and shoves. And Hronik goes down, right? Oh, no! And he falls. And it's like, dude, you're a grown man with a giant beard, and a 19-year-old just pushed you down? Come on. Come on, get out of here with that flopping stuff.
I don't want to hear about freaking Fragile, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to hear about freaking Fragile. You're absolutely right. This is ridiculous. To me, there's a little bit of something called integrity, right, and honor when you play a game, a professional sport. And that's one of the reasons, again, Aaron doesn't want me to say this out loud, I hate soccer, because they do the same thing, they flop. And you can shake your head all you want, but it happens. You keep that out of my game. I don't like that flopping stuff in hockey.
So stereotypical.
I don't care, because it's the truth. Okay, but I want that out of hockey. I hate that stuff. Okay, and you see it happen all the time. And I can't remember who we just talked about, or not. It was somebody else that was talking about it. I think it was one of the Hughes brothers. Maybe that was like he always goes. Oh no, it was Larkin, Dylan Larkin. Yeah. If anybody even gets close, oh no, and he snapped. Like, get that out of my game, dude. What's wrong with you? I can't stand that stuff. So anyway, Hronik falls down, and Macklin's like, "Are you serious right now?" So because he fell down, and they had already put their hand up, Macklin then hits him again. He's like, if I'm going to get a cross-checking penalty, I'm going to get one.
It was late in the game, too.
Yeah, right? It's a minute something.
Yeah.
So then, I guess, I don't know, Macklin might have said something that the ref didn't like.
He was really mad in the box.
In the box he was.
Yeah.
But going to the box, the ref was like, oh, it's an extra 2 for unsportsmanlike. And that's what set Macklin off. So I don't know what was going on there. I think the refs just kind of felt like they wanted to have like a say in the game that day, which is really ridiculous. I can't remember the name of the. Do you remember the name of the ref? You guys will know. Put it in the chat. The name of that referee, because they were calling. Oh, it's the same guy. Called it again. You know. So I don't know. That guy, maybe he needs to get looked into or something. But that was just. It was a bad call. It was atrocious. Adding another 2 minutes to it. They ended up doing. I think it was like a 5-on-3 at one point too.
It was 6-on-4 because they pulled their goalie.
Yeah, right? Maybe it was what it was. So anyway, just silly to me, silly. And then after all said and done, there, Ferraro's got the puck on the wall. He's trying to stall it, and then it's just a massive humanity, right? Canucks come flying in, blasting Ferraro, and then Goodrow comes in, blasts the guy that blasts Ferraro, and everybody's in there just smacking each other up. And they're blowing the whistle and everything, and there's all of a sudden there's 1.9 seconds left. Okay, fine, we'll put that back on the clock. They put the 1.9 back on the clock, and they said, well, it's outside the zone, though, because everybody jumped in the scrum. So when the defensemen jump into the scrum in the offensive zone, the face-off is outside of the zone.
As soon as they cross the hash marks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So when you jump in, the puck's going to go out of the zone. With 1.9 seconds left, the smart thing to do is let the forwards handle it and D stay out of the way. Well, he said everybody jumped in, so it's going to be outside the zone. Made that determination. They go to do that, and then they change their mind. They start talking to each other. Oh, actually, it's not going to be outside the zone. It's going to be in the zone because everybody went in except number 43, Quinn Hughes. Number 43 didn't join the scrum, and I'm like, that's just a flat-out lie. You take a look at it, and there's Quinn Hughes grabbing a guy and pulling him out as they're tussling. Like, I don't know when you think the scrum ends, but if they're still tussling, it's still a scrum. And if somebody jumps into it, that's part of the rule. So I don't know where that came from. He was mad. Yeah, he was real mad. But luckily, again, only 1.9 seconds. Sharks are able to cover it up and everything, no problem. So
Warsawski doesn't want to sacrifice another child for another win.
I'd give up one of my children for a win.
He's only got so many to go around.
Yes. Oh, man. So, yeah, there was just a whole lot that was going on at the end of that game. And normally I don't have this conspiracy theory about, like, referees and whatnot. And I know right away you would shake your head and say there's nothing going on there. But, man, this one really felt like they just wanted to have some little hand in the game. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Sometimes refs have bad games. They're humans, right? That's part of it.
Yeah.
From a soccer referee in the corner over there. They never have bad games. They have bad days too. They're humans. That's part of the game. Better than robots, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Where everything is exactly to the letter of the law, which would not be fun to watch, in my opinion. It would take out a lot of the physicality in hockey. But anyway, I think a lot of this is frustration on Vancouver's part, because where are they in the standings?
Yeah.
They're well below the Sharks now. I mean, that was a regulation loss for them, a regulation win for the Sharks. They're sitting at 30th in the league at 23 points. They're only Nashville is now in last place, not Calgary. I was wrong. But they're only a 3-point difference from the bottom. The Sharks, I mean, not that far ahead. They're 27 points, but they're over 500 according to their record. So this was a lot of frustration, and this is a frustration coming not just from this season, stemming from last season. Last season was a disaster in Vancouver, and they're getting to that point of, are we going to blow this team up, right? And we're also right around Thanksgiving. Now we just passed it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some big changes coming from some of these teams that we had talked about last week. Vancouver is absolutely on the hot seat right now for making or breaking a season, really. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are you going to blow up this team, or are you going to keep sticking with it? So, yeah, a lot of frustrations coming out in Vancouver game.
Anybody in particular, I know there's one, that you would want to take from Vancouver in a trade?
Define take.
Is there someone you like in Vancouver that,
there's
realistically...
there's a good amount.
That realistically we could...
I'm not going to get into that right
now.
No?
Just throw it out there real quick just to get the wheels spinning.
Quinn Hughes is probably the number one guy.
Okay.
That any team is going to want, not just the Sharks.
Right.
To me, the Sharks don't need offense.
Okay.
They need defense. Mm-hmm. They need better defensive defensemen. I know there's one that you like.
Okay.
Is it Tyler Myers?
Tyler Myers.
Yes. The guy who, he's like 6'8".
He's massive. Yeah.
I think he's 6'8". Yeah. He's bigger than Darnay. Bigger. Can you believe that?
I can't get the screen that high.
Yeah.
I forget what they called him, the destruction giraffe or something like that, because his neck is so long. I forget what it was. Yeah. Anyway, Tyler Myers, I think, would be a great pickup, a good addition. But we'll go down that route. Another episode. We're going to move on to the Sharks against the Golden Knights game. This one's actually close. In some ways, at least, but they come out ahead, and the Vegas Golden Knights end up taking this one by a score of 4-3.
Right. I think Nedeljkovic got the start in this game, which I thought was going to be the opposite, but I thought he did okay. Will Smith, I thought, had a pretty good game. He got 2 goals in this game, both of them almost the exact same setup. He's in the same spot. The second goal kind of squirted out to him. It was kind of, I don't want to say it was luck. He was in a very good position to score. And there was a deep forecheck, and they got the puck to him, and he scored that goal. The first one, I think, was it was a weird shot, and it was the first goal of the game. He shoots it, and I can't tell if it ramps off the defenseman's stick, but it turned into like a changeup, and so it just kind of floated, and then dropped, and the goalie just kind of swiped and missed at it. And the goalie is also a goalie who's never won the NHL. He's played very minimal games. Vegas's goaltending has been not atrocious, not healthy. Every time they get a goalie, Robin Leonard, out with mental health stuff. Aiden Hill, always hurt, right? He's hurt right now, I think.
Yep.
Schmid, I think, is the next goalie up, and I think he had just played the other night, so they had to play the third-string goalie now. They're just, whatever. I don't care about Vegas. But This is a weird goal. Will Smith's goal was a weird goal. It was like...
Is this the one with Wenberg, the first one, I believe?
No, that was a different game where he got the power play goal off of the back door.
No, I'm talking about the stretch pass.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this I believe this was Wenberg from inside their defensive zone. Stretch pass to Will Smith, who had already cheated out to the blue line on the other side of the ice, and picks this thing up in stride, grabs it, and goes. And the shot on this one was kind of weird because he's coming up the left hand side, he's right-handed, and he had to pull it back this way and fire it that way. So it was kind of a weird, wonky shot.
Right, that's the one where it just floats over the goalie's arm, because it was like a changeup. Like it was just weird.
So, I mean, great job pulling the puck the way that he does. Honestly, I think it was Pietrangelo who was the defender on that.
Probably, yeah.
Just kind of gave up on it. Yeah. Just kind of gave up on that. Mm-hmm. Like his turn was slow. His stick was lazy. He didn't really go after him there. But again, this is what happens when you don't attack Will Smith. When you give Will Smith time and space to pull off a shot, he's probably going to make you pay for it. The guy's got a really good shot. And if you don't close the gap, if you don't pressure him, he's comfortable. So that's what happens. This is exactly what happens when you give the kid time and space.
What I liked about this game is the Sharks didn't give up. They scored the first goal, and then Vegas they controlled and dominated the game. It was 4-1 real quick. So it's 4-1 Vegas. Sharks get two kind of quick goals at the end of the second period to make it 4-3, and it's kind of like, wow, going into that third period, you could just forget about that whole second period, right? You're down by a goal. Now we can really press, and we can get maybe get some points out of an away game in Vegas, which is not easy to do. So I think the Sharks said, okay, let's take a look at the hockey stat cards chart here for the game. You can see where Mario Ferraro had a heck of a game.
Oh, yeah.
He's standing out. Will Smith, obviously, with the 2 goals. Eklund, Toffoli, Gaudette, Celebrini, no surprise. And Klingberg, once again, more on the right than he is on the left, so that was a decent game for him. Orlov, surprisingly, not doing so well. Leddy, not surprisingly, not doing so well. Liljegren, another bad game for this guy. I feel bad for him. Mook Madolin, same thing. Not great. One thing I didn't mention was the last game Dickinson was playing, and now he wasn't in this lineup. So Dickinson did, I think he played in the Colorado game. I can't remember. And this was the back-to-back, so they gave him a break. Probably part of the plan, of not putting him in too many games since he is only 19. Is he 19 years old? Yeah, he's only 19. Sam Dickinson. Anyway, a lot of people are wanting him to get played more over Leddy especially, and Klingberg is the other one. They kind of want to see Dickinson take over the power play. Yeah. I think Klingberg still has a little bit of a hold here on the power play for the time being, simply because nobody else is really standing out and taking the reins away. So the Sharks, we'll get into the power play in a little bit about stats and stuff, because it hasn't been great, but
I think a couple of things. Well, first of all, Nick, correct me here. It was Toffoli that passed to Smith, not Wenberg. Thank you. And the D-man was Shea Theodore. So
yes,
that's who it was.
Yep.
So I just wanted to call that one out. Thank you for correcting me on that one there. Anyway, what else were you gonna say about that there?
Nothing. Just I like your note here about Hurdle. You want to say
that? I'll actually just read it word for word. The note says, "Stupid Tomas Hurdle and his stupid gold helmet being stupid and scores a stupid goal and he's stupid."
It's very, very well thought out.
Thank you. I spent time on that.
I can't lie. It was, a lot last, month, and
I opened the notes earlier today and I saw that and I was like, oh my god, that was like pretty much the only note Paul at that point had put into there, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Or on your phone, right?
Yeah, I was very much just tapping like this and stupid. Anyway, moving on from that. Aaron, what else are we going to talk about in this game? Nothing?
The very end, I was talking about Toffoli earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Goalie pulled. They had a couple of chances here. Toffoli had, the puck comes out to him. He's right in the slot. He's right there. High danger scoring chance, and he skies it. He just gets a little bit too much underneath it. The goalie was dead to rights. If that's on goal, it's going in. And he knew it. Like, as soon as he went over, it was 3 seconds left. He just looks to the sky like, oh, so frustrated. I mean, the puck could have even come out and he could have put it in again, but he was clearly just so mad. So something is definitely off on his shot. I don't know what it is, but hopefully he gets that back because that was a grade A scoring chance.
Yeah.
That would have tied the game, and that would have just absolutely deflated Vegas. Obviously, it would have gone right to overtime, and the Sharks might have had a chance to get another point out of Vegas. It would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic. Anytime you can steal points out of Vegas, a good day for the San Jose Sharks. Moving on to the roll call. Aaron, you want to fire off on the roll call here?
Sure.
Okay.
What city are you watching us from? And how do you think the Sharks' December will fare? Do you think it'll be more like October? Do you think it'll be more like November? Because both months were drastically different.
Dramatically. It was two completely different teams.
Yes.
So what are you thinking? Do you think, your favorite phrase, market correction, do you think that there is a market correction and it's going to be more of an average between the 2 months, or do you think they're on a roll?
I think they're on a roll here. I think we're going to see more of a November than we are going to see of an October. I think the October was really like how it was the last 2 seasons. Maybe not last 2 seasons, but definitely like last season. In fact, I have some stats here. For November, their record was 9-5-1. They got 19 points in November.
Fantastic.
That was a .633 win or points percentage. They were, I thought I had it down here. Sixth best. Sixth best.
Oh, you know, I cannot lie. It was
Sixth best team in the NHL for the month of November. October, they were 31st, almost dead last. They were 3-6-2 with a 364 points percentage. So it was a big difference here. They talk about market correction, right? Going the other way. Now, do I think they'll still go 9-5-1, like that kind of pace of 633? No, but I think they're an over 500 team at this point. I think they could sustain that. Obviously, they're going to have their ups and downs. We're seeing it kind of go like this. We saw it this week. This is where what needs help, right? The power play.
Yes.
Power play was 20th. Not terrible, but for a team that's should be over 500, that needs to be better. That's at 16.1%. In October, they were 12th in the league, and they were running at 23.1%. The PK, though, what a huge difference. They were second in the league at 92.6%. October, they were 30th, almost dead last again. 30 out of 32, 63.9%. Atrocious penalty kill.
Yeah. So
we've talked about this before. Team is kind of, the chemistry's getting there, especially with the defenders or the pairings, and they're kind of, I like what Warsofsky's doing. I feel like it's rotating pairs out, not so much rotating single guys out. Now, Klingberg is kind of the exception. He's been kind of scratched a little bit, or if there's injuries or something that's a little bit different. But usually, like, it's what Dickinson's been with Darnay, or Dickinson's been with Leddy. Was that the other one?
I don't think he's been with Leddy really, but
No.
it doesn't matter. Anyway,
like, when they're doing the rotation, because they have 8, they kind of keep them in their pairs and rotate them around, which is good because the chemistry is there and they kind of know each other. One other thing I wanted to show is I have a graphic here. This is for the points leaders. Macklin Celebrini,
there you go.
still second in the league here. 37 points. One just behind Nathan McKinnon. Still ahead of Connor McDavid. Now, I didn't update the stats to tonight's game, so this is as of last night's games, but Sharks didn't play, so I didn't care. He's still in second place.
Just want to point out, again, first there's a Mac, second there's a Mac, third there's a Connor and a Mac, or a Mick. Leo Carlson breaks it up, but again, tied in fourth there is another Connor. So yes, it's Connors and Macs and Micks. And even Kale McCarr is down there. So that's the formula. Name your kid Connor McMac.
Oh, God. Don't do that. Don't name your kid that.
Anyway, fantastic seeing Macklin Celebrini up there above Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Like, what?
What world are we in, right?
Seriously.
What timeline
that's
is this?
bonkers.
Yeah.
He's 19.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's absolutely bonkers.
And again, he will be 19 through the season.
Through the whole season.
Because he doesn't turn 20 until June.
Yeah.
So he will be a teenager this entire season. 2 full seasons as a teenager in the NHL.
Unbelievable. Really
it's
unbelievable. It's interesting that you had said that you don't think the Sharks need offense so much at this point. They need defense. And obviously, it's not 5-on-5 play, but the power play needing a lot of help there offensively. And the PK, not at all.
No,
struggling.
PK's look good.
Colin Graff, man.
Yeah?
Colin Graff looks fantastic on that PK. There was somebody, I can't remember who it was, put out a video of him chasing down Quinn Hughes. I don't know if you saw that one.
Colin Graff?
Yeah, it was
No.
on X or whatever.
No.
And it was Colin Graff going a little poke check of the guy who carried the puck, and they dropped it back to Quinn Hughes. Quinn grabs it and turns away. and he's just following him. And Quinn tries to make this quick little cut the other direction, and Graf is right there. And just no matter where he goes, he's all over him. He's pestering him. Colin Graf, I mean, honestly, like, I know we talk, and you guys know I have my issues with Will Smith and everything. I'm not saying he's a bad player at all, okay? He's fantastic, and he's helping this team win. Great. Of the most important players on this team, if you're going to go top 3, I think you're looking at Celebrini, Askarov, and then Colin Graf. Like, he is that important to this team. That PK is not running at 92% without Colin Graf on it.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So on a team that needs more help defensively, that's the one guy that is holding everything together on the PK at least. And certainly he's doing a pretty good job, I think, 5-on-5 as well, just being a pest out there. Still chipping in, right? Still getting chances. Even if they're not burying him, still getting chances.
Crichton just asked when do they have to re-sign Graf. He's actually an RFA after this season. So the Sharks at least retain his rights. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see an extension during the season because he's eligible as of after July 1st to get an extension starting next year. So this is going to be probably a good motivator too for Graf to kind of play his best ever hockey right now because it's his payday relies on it, right? So he's at the league minimum right now as the entry level contract. It ends this year, so he'll have to get paid. Now I don't think he's going to get paid too ridiculous. Like it'll be within, I don't know, $4 or $5 million.
I was just thinking probably
something.
4, yeah.
Yeah, it might even be a bridge deal. We'll see. Bridge deal meaning they'll sign him and still be an RFA at the end of this one, so it wouldn't be a long-term one.
Couple years. Yeah.
And then he'll still be an RFA, or if they go into UFA territory, then I think they might have to pay a little bit more, but I don't think they'd want to do that. So I think Graf, the Sharks being able to sign Graf, I think has been a great move. Obviously, friend of the show, he's been on it, and we interviewed him earlier this year. It's actually not this season, but last season, but this year we interviewed him with Henry Thrun and Jack Thompson, who we don't talk about much either. But Colin Graf, I think, is a hell of a player. Just the hockey IQ is off the charts.
Yeah.
He may not be the most skilled player. He has skill. I'm not saying he doesn't, but his hockey IQ is right there. There you
Wickedly
go.
charming.
That too. Yeah.
Graffer has the dog in him. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's what I see out of these guys. That's what I see out of Macklin. Take the talent away, okay? Take the goal scoring and the points away. You look at Macklin, he's still got that dog in him, right? And essentially that's what we just said about Colin Graf. He doesn't have the points that Macklin does. But to me, he's one of the most valuable guys on this team. And it's not because he just scores, it's because he does everything else as well. The team would be bedarded if we don't re-sign Graffer. Yes, you are correct, Adam. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining again, buddy. Appreciate you. God, ever since we saw him in person there, I noticed him in every single live, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being there. What else do we want to say about this? Or do you want to do the goalie graphics, and then we'll kind of see what the people are saying in terms of what they think next month's going to go?
Yeah.
Because it's still wrapping up November.
Right,
so.
yeah. And so I broke down the goalies for November and how good they were. I know we kind of talked about this last week, and the graphics a little funky, but thanks to...
I did not make this.
No, you did not make this. I couldn't fix it in time. So among the 47 NHL goalies that played more than three games or more in November, Askarov save percentage was third in the league at .947. His goals against average of 1.88 was sixth in the league. Nedeljkovic, .907, which is still respectable, 24th. His goals against was 2.69. 27th. For a backup goalie, he's still beating out a couple of starters.
Yeah.
So I think he's doing a fantastic... I wouldn't even call him a backup. A 1B. He's a 1B.
I mean, if last season or the season before, or keep going back for a few seasons, right? If any of our goalies looked like that, I think we'd be pretty happy.
Oh, God.
Right?
Last decade,
Yeah.
right? Like with Martin Jones
Yeah,
being
even
in
then.
goal.
Even
right?
when we were winning.
Right,
It's just it wasn't that good.
No, it was outscoring their problems back then. If
Yeah.
you remember that, but yeah, not great. So yeah, the Sharks goaltending now. If you have any questions about Askarov, I think he's proven some doubters. Like, that October was an outlier kind of month, and I think this is the Askarov that you're going to be seeing for the long term. This guy is the real deal. Top 10 in a lot of the stats of the league. So I think he can continue this pace.
And can I also just say, after a game and after a win, when Tara Sloan is down there doing the interview with the players, and it happens to be Askarov, first of all, he takes over the interview. It doesn't matter what question she asks. He's like, yeah, it was great. hey, Sharks fans, I love you guys. You guys are great.
He's a character, man.
He makes it his own. He's so fun to watch, like outside of playing hockey. When he's out, he's the first start. He comes out and he skates. He's got one skate on the ice, one skate in the air, and he's like, "Hey!" To everybody.
Yeah. Remember when he was in Nashville in the Nashville organization? They didn't like that, right? They were very conservative and said, "We don't like that. We're going to ship him out of here." And look where they are now.
You know what? I bet Nashville does like though. I bet Nashville does like wins, and they're not getting that right now. And it's too bad because they had the opportunity. Shipped him off. Happy to take him off your hands. Again, love the goaltending, love the skill level, but I love the character more than anything else as well. Oh,
I forgot. I have another graphic here of specifically Askarov in November. So there's some more breakdown to the stats. Check this out. 947 save percentage is third. His record was 8-2 in 10 games, 1.88. We already said that. But look at this situation with this is all save percentage. Even strength, 6 at 940. Power play when they're on the penalty kill. I don't know why I did it this way, but 972, he's 5th. On the penalty kill, when the other team is on the penalty kill, shorthanded wise, he's 929, which they threw it in there.
Okay.
But it was 28th because most of the goalies are at 100, right?
Right.
So he gave up a couple shorthanded goals, so that kind of knocks him a little bit. But still, my point was more of the power play or the penalty kill for the Sharks. He's number... What was that? 5th, 6th?
Yeah,
5th.
And when you look at this goalie gave up shorthanded goal, is it really on the goalie? How did it get there? Right, your power play failed you.
Yeah.
If you're getting shorthanded goals scored against, it's not the goalie that failed you; it's the power play that failed you. So
it's Klingberg blowing a tire.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it goes back the other way.
Exactly,
yeah.
Something like that happening, right? Or just a bad pass, or something. It doesn't matter, but the puck shouldn't be going that direction in the first place. Mm-hmm. So that 5-man unit in front of you definitely failed you, right? So anyway, that's my take on that stat.
Yeah,
there you go. Somebody said poor Nashville. What was that?
Poor Nashville.
Okay,
they're just
we don't feel bad for Nashville. It's okay. We're okay with it.
Sharks fleecing that. Looking back on that trade, man. It's hard to know because Nashville, the prospects and the picks haven't really panned out yet. They might, but
doesn't matter.
I think the Sharks made out like a bandit with their future in goaltending. So.
Grandizer here says the Fin Factor maybe get an interview with Askarov.
Would love to.
I would love to, but I can almost guarantee you that that's not going to happen. The players that they might give us are in a, let's just say, certain category, and Askarov, among others, is a little bit higher in that pay grade than what you see here. It's beautiful set, don't get me wrong, okay, but they're not going to give us those guys, unfortunately. Maybe if there was some people saying, hey, we want to see him on the Fin Factor, writing to Jonathan Becker or another company.
We do have a big Olympic break this year in February. Like I think it's 3 weeks or something. Yeah. So maybe by then we can get something lined up with the Sharks to get some interviews and stuff to go on because there's not going to be any Sharks news to talk about during those 3 weeks. So if you would like us to try and get some interviews lined up, tell us who you think we should get, and we will try our best.
Realistically,
obviously,
if you say Macklin, there's no way.
Right. So last year when we asked to interview players, they were like, just who do you want to interview? Obviously, Macklin and Will Smith are probably a no-go. Yeah. We're like, okay, we figured that. So I'm like, okay, well, here's a wish list. And I pretty much named like
the roster,
and then they come back with, how about these 3 guys? And then I'm like, great, let's do it.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
If they wear a teal jersey, we will take it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Those were fun interviews. It's no knock on those players at all. I enjoyed every minute of those interviews, and they were good personalities and good guys.
I don't know if the Sharks went and said, hey, you 3, guess what you have to do? And they all laugh, right? And they go, oh, we got to go on this podcast. I don't know if they were like, hey, who wants to do it? And they raised their hands, or if maybe they had to do it because I have no idea. But
keep telling myself there's got to be a reason why this keeps happening in a sense.
They were good. Good guys.
There you go, yeah. Okay, we're done with that. I want to go back to the people here now. I need to scroll a little bit. But what did the people say about whether or not they think December is going to be more like October versus more like November, or perhaps a blend or average of the two?
Oh, man, I'm going to have to go back.
That's what I was... talking
Arnold
just
De
now.
Leon, expecting December to be more like November. So there's one right there. Brad Carr, who's in Peterborough, Ontario, said, I think somewhere in the middle, average month. Debbie said, Sunnyvale, I think they'll continue to play well. Adam Kirkwood, Section 106, Sharks will be above 500 in December. I agree. Wicked the Charming, market correction when we get better defense. I think the Olympics is taking a toll in the frequency of games. Yes, I think it kind of compacts the schedule a little bit, so there's a lot of games that are close together. Jessica is in Redwood City. Hope to see a live game soon. There's a lot, I think, in December. There's a lot of home games, so get on out there. Crichton and Gilroy, I think they'll have a slightly over 500 December. Small correction, but still come out ahead. I agree. How many games are they playing in December? I don't know, Debbie. You can look at the schedule because I don't have it up right now. Nick thinks that they have a lot of tough opponents, so a bit better than 500. And, he
Nick
answered
said
14. There you go. I didn't get that far. So thank you. Thank you for answering, Nick. Kellen Foster down in Orange County. The Sharks feel like some power play puck movement and standing up opposition's blue line. The Sharks will earn 80% of the available points. That is optimistic. Wow, Callan.
Wow.
That's amazing. There we go. Oh, Bedsy and Mac are tied as of tonight. Oh, so the leading goal scorers there. Yep. Anyway, Grandizer, Paul and Aaron, not a player, but an interview with Devereaux Boxton. It's been a while since we've seen him. It has been a while since we've seen Devereaux. Yeah, we could probably get him on pretty soon. I'm sure. We don't have to interview him, but I would love to have him on the show.
Would you guys like us to interview Devereaux, or do you want Devereaux here for interviewing players or something? I don't know if that's what he meant or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
you can clarify that.
Let us know. There you go. Anaheim game, December 29th. Cool. Moving on, Barracuda. We don't really talk about the Barracuda much, but the Barracuda have been fantastic.
They've been having a heck of a month. They didn't start off so great, but I think a lot of that had to do with a lot of rookies and new guys in their lineup. But I wanted to point out a couple of these players and the team itself. So the team is currently in second in the Pacific Division here. They are 12-6-1-1 because they still do the extra column for overtime or shootout losses, which the NHL got rid of because people got really confused. Leading scorers here, Chernyshov leading the Barracuda in 20 games played. He's got 10 goals and 9 assists for 19 points. It's actually 13th in the entire league, the entire AHL. Quentin Musty right up there, 7 goals, 11 assists for 18 points. Bstead in 18 games, he's got 4 goals and 12 assists. Cagnoni, 18 games played, so he's missed a couple. 4 goals, 11. Oh, he got called up. Yeah. 4 goals, 11 assists for 15 points. He's actually tied for 4th in defenseman in the AHL. So having a good year, a good month, I guess, the Barracuda, and they're up there. I was a little disappointed when I looked back in October, so I'm like, why are they under 500 here? This team should be better. Maybe it was the goaltending, and I look at the goaltending. Poor Carrier. He had amazing goals against average and save percentage were super high, and he had 1 win. Like, he just couldn't get the goal scoring.
Brutal.
But he was playing well.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him. And then their other goalie, I forgot. I have it up here somewhere. But
well, I mean, imagine that. You're saying, it's probably that, a bunch of new players and them having to come together. It sounds exactly like the Sharks at the beginning of the season, right? A bunch of new players. Everybody's come together.
Skarek is the other one. Your
Skottic,
buddy, right?
Yeah.
Skottic. Is he Czech?
I don't know. I'm guessing that's how you say it. If you don't say it that way, I'm sorry. I'm saying it anyway.
Carrier.
Yes.
Is that how you say it? He's now 5-4, so he's over 500. 895 save percentage. So save percentage dipped a little bit. He was over 900. And what was the other one I was going to look at? 1 shutout. Skarek, 263 goals against average. That's okay. Not terrible. Skarek, 341 goals against average, 879 save percentage. But he's 7-2. They score when he's in the goal, right? So he's getting the wins. But Carrier is a better goaltender in terms of goaltending, but not getting the wins.
I think the takeaway here is that it bodes well for the Sharks.
Yes.
Having these guys having a successful season at the Barracuda level, right? Having them be able to get this goal scoring going, like for Chernyshov, right? Yes, I can produce at this level. I'm ready to go for the next, right? These guys that we're talking about that we're going to be shipping off, necessarily all the defensemen say that, right, on the Sharks that are going to be shipped off. Yeah, we're going to get some other guys in, and it's going to be more defensive guys, more defensemen, and we're not really going to need as much in terms of the forward depth from free agency or from trades because they're already baking in that system right now. They're going to be ready to come up sooner than later, I think. And I think just them being as high up in point standings as they are is kind of a testament to that, right? So, again, I think they've done a marvelous job with their drafting. Mike Greer and his team has, right?
Absolutely.
A marvelous job with their drafting. We were talking about a team that in a couple of years could feature almost an entire forward core, really, of guys that you've more or less drafted, right? I mean, you're just between Eklund, Celebrini, and Smith, and I guess if you count Colin draft, because he wasn't drafted, but we signed him anyway, and then Chernyshov and Musty, if these guys jump in, heck, even if they don't jump in, even if we don't have space for these guys and they're too good for the AHL, that just means a trade's on the horizon.
Yep.
And we'll get something nice in return, right? So, I mean, again, he has done such a marvelous job with the drafting and the development. That's the other part of it, too. Getting the guys in the system is one thing. Getting them to be ready for the NHL is a completely different animal. And I love that Mike Greer spent a lot of time and resources on getting those development guys in there, helping out the kids, getting them going at the AHL level, preparing them for the NHL. And we've already seen some of these guys step in and do a pretty good job. I think Luca Cagnoni he's right there now.
Oh, yeah.
He is right there now. And we talk about needing guys on defense. We don't necessarily need offense. He's going to be one of those guys that comes in and provides offense whether you like it or not.
He needs to really hone in on his defensive game, which he is doing right now. So he's doing what is being asked of him, and I think he's going to be called up. I think Chernyshov is going to be the next. If a forward gets hurt in the top 6, he's got to be the guy that comes up because he's proven that he knows what to do and how to play, and he's now getting his points. So good on him for doing the right things along with Musty. I think another guy that's I think got a little slowed in his development because he had that injury at the beginning of last year and the whole trade debacle at the OHL level. But I think those two guys are probably my two that I would call up.
And of note here, Chernyshov. Normally, what you'll see, and even goal scorers like Macklin or what you'll see is like the goals about half of what the assists are. Right, their total points made up is more assist heavy than it is goal heavy. But in this case, Chernyshov with 10 goals, 9 assists. The guy's a shooter. He puts the puck in the net. Right, and if you can put him,
too.
Absolutely, you put him with a guy who's going to put that puck on his stick, it's going to bode well at the NHL level. It's going to bode well. He's going to do just fine. So again, looking forward to just the rest of this season, yes, but as always with the Sharks in the last couple seasons, at least, always looking forward to the next season as well. And these guys start developing and they're ready to rock. It's going to be fantastic.
And if you're local, you should definitely go check out a couple games. Yeah, they are playing in San Jose, right where the practice facility
Tech CU Arena. We were actually just out there for the Silver Stick as a tournament out there with all the kids and whatnot. Actually, my youngest son Cole, they won the 12BB division today. Fantastic. He had his little banner and everything up there. He's got his little medal in the car and everything.
Were they playing on the Ice Center or were they playing at the Tech CU?
So they had a game at Tech CU and they had a game on black and orange and white, all the different color rinks that they have there. They got like 6 rinks if you haven't been. 6 sheets of ice. Go out there and it's a good time. So you can watch some hockey, you can watch them practice out there as well. Barracuda play at Tech CU. Tech CU is a really small, tight arena, 4,000 so seats, a really comfortable atmosphere and everything. So yeah, it's great for the family, great for kids. Definitely check it out. Anyway, okay, other prospects beyond guys.
Your favorite here.
Oh, I love this guy.
Eric Polkamp.
Yeah.
Playing for the University of Denver in the NCAA. 15 games played. He's got 11 goals and 6 assists, which is odd.
For a defenseman.
Very odd, right? He is. Now, this is hard to find, by the way. Hard to look up NCAA stats because the way the NCAA compiles stats, it's made by someone who doesn't know anything about hockey or how to put stats together. So I had to go to other sites to figure out, all this stuff. Anyway, he's 3rd in NCAA for scoring for defensemen. Now, obviously, it's really hard to gauge where everybody is in the NCAA because of strength of schedule. You're not playing everybody. It's not a league, right? Or it's not like a small league. It's many different teams. So how do you compare a defenseman that scores 10 goals or 11 goals compared to some other defenseman that scored 3 goals in a harder league or harder? Well, there's a whole formula thing, and he is ranked 10th in the Hobey Baker scoring system that they have put together. So there's a chance that he could come home with the Hobey Baker Award. He'll at least be a finalist, which is pretty cool. Joshua Ravensbergen was he the late first round pick of this last draft, right? The goaltender.
I don't remember if he was the late first or the early second. I think it was the late first.
I think it was the late first.
Nick will let us know right away here.
Yeah. He's playing for the Prince George Cougars in the WHL. He is 13-6. He's tied in the WHL for wins. 2.54 goals against average puts him at 4th, and 920 save percentage puts him at 3rd. So this guy's going to be a long-term project. Project's not the right word. You're just not going to see him for a while, probably 4 or 5 years before he gets to close to the NHL level. But this is going to be the 1-2 punch of Askarov and Ravensbergen. These two goalies are going to be dominant in the NHL. He has a high pedigree. He's a big dude. He's like Askarov, except he catches with his left. So the future 1-2 punch of the San Jose Sharks. The goaltending, this is so weird to think and say. The goaltending of the NHL, or the Sharks team, is going to be set for probably the next 15 years. Yeah. Maybe even close to 20 with this kid who's doing very well. Absolutely bat crazy insane. So this is the best goaltending tandem I think the Sharks have possibly even ever had, at least coming up in the system. I don't think we've had. He was the highest the Sharks have ever drafted a goaltender. I don't think they've drafted anyone outside of earlier than the 4th round at that point. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he was drafted 30th overall. Hoshi Wang was 33rd. He was the second round pick.
That's right.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. And everybody else who chimed in before Nick. Right. We're giving Nick credit here, but yes. Anyway, hold on a second. Debbie wants to know, Aaron, SPJ, and Paul, are you going to any games in December? Debbie, I never know.
Yeah, it's always a chance. I don't want to say I won't.
Yeah.
But it's nothing that we buy tickets, well in advance.
For me, it's just I never know because my kids play hockey and they're constantly, we're out in Livermore, we're back and playing in a tournament in Boston or something. We're going to Detroit sometime soon. I don't know. So we're kind of traveling all over the place, really. So I just really never know when I'm actually going to be here or not. So it's kind of tough. I've been just picking up tickets, just kind of like secondary market kind of stuff. Or if you happen to have a free one or something like that, then I bum one off of you. And
there's a good chance I'll be at the one on New Year's Eve because it's a 1 p.m. game. So I might be going with the kids. A kid or all the kids, who knows. But we were thinking about doing that one.
Yeah.
So
generally when we go, we'll also let you guys know, like on X or Instagram or whatever. We'll just put it out there and say, hey, if you guys want to meet up at outside section 10 whatever, and we'll say hi. So sometimes we do that, and sometimes we get people popping by and saying hello. So it's pretty cool. We'll get to meet you guys. 20 years, I'll be in my 60s.
Kellen Foster had a good question with the burger, Ravensburger.
Yeah.
Projecting this good, how do you deal with Ned this season? Tons of playoff teams need to fix their goaltending situation. I think we're not going to see Ravensburger for 4 or 5 years at the NHL level. He's still very young, needs a lot of work, and not in a bad way. That's just normal. Yeah. You don't see. It's very rare that you see a goaltender by 22, 23, which is kind of where Askarov is right now. Mm-hmm. We might see Ravensburger by then, which is 4 seasons from now, 5 years from now. So there's absolutely no problem with the Sharks extending Nedeljkovic 3 or 4 years. I wouldn't mind seeing him for another 3. I think that would be cool because he's such a good tandem with Askarov, and Askarov obviously is going to get a huge extension at some point. But he's still on his entry level. I mean, he is. Let's see, Askarov's got 2 more seasons, this and next year. He got his extension.
Yes,
going into the season was his first contract extension after the ELC. His entry level contract expired. So. I could see Nedeljkovic
at a bargain.
Yeah, $2 million.
Bargain.
Right? He's looking good.
Yeah.
$2 million.
You know what though? That was on purpose, right?
Oh, it's a show me.
Yeah.
It's Right, but still, the Sharks had to put some faith in him because at that point he didn't really have the numbers to back it up at the NHL level, and I think at the AHL level he had. But taking that step to the NHL is very different. Yeah. It's a big step. And at that point, he only had a handful of games in his career at the NHL level when they signed him. So that was a leap of faith of Greer saying, I think he's ready. And I think that, that month of October, he didn't look good. And everyone's like, I remember seeing comments of, what's wrong with Askarov?
Yeah.
Do we need to trade him? Is this a bad move? Just be patient. Yeah. Just be patient.
Everybody wants that instant gratification, and I get it. I get it. We've been
Well, Shang, if I knew that answer, then I wouldn't have. We would have started off better.
we've been barely treading water for years now, and I get the want and the need for a team that can compete. But that team that can compete takes a little bit of time, and it takes, unfortunately, longer than you'd like. But they're all here now. Like they're literally all here now. We have, apart from defense, and even then, I've already said, our defense is weak. Okay, but now we have Dickinson, Kenyoni, Polkamp's in the wings. Mook Madulin is already playing at the NHL level. Jack Thompson would have been a Shark if not for the fact that we had 8 or 9 defensemen anyway.
Yep.
We've got guys. And then you're talking about maybe adding a free agent or a trade to bring someone in here or there. But we've got guys, right? So, I don't know. This team looks really well set. I think defensively we're still okay. Offensively, forward-wise, yeah, we're good. And then as far as the goaltending, we just talked about it. So
I still think it's a defensive defenseman that's more of a need than an offensive one.
Absolutely.
Maybe if Klingberg wasn't there and they needed a power play quarterback more, but I think they give Kenyoni the ropes before.
But you can't tell me that they can't go out and find a defensive defenseman that they didn't have to go out and draft. You can't tell me that they can't go out
That's
and find
my point.
one.
That's what I would like to see them go get. And I think it was maybe not as easy because I think it needs to be a right-handed shot one.
Sure.
So that's limits it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a lot easier to find.
Very good. Okay. The last little topic here, and I hate that this is the topic because I know that I'm going to have to say things that people aren't going to enjoy. And you guys already know that it's going to be about Will Smith and Matvei Michkov. Now, this is an interesting one because you wanted to pit these two up against each other.
I did.
And on paper, it very much looks one way. And because of that, I had to go and do some of my own research, and I looked at a different way.
Paul put more notes into this than anything else.
Because I wanted to make sure that I wrote it down correctly. And then I was like, you know what?
Scroll. Like,
what if I just, instead of wrote all the notes down, what if I just asked super producer Jason to make this a image for me, and then I don't have to write all these notes, but I left the notes in there anyway. The more you know. There it is. So regardless, it is a comparison between Will Smith and Matvei Michkov, which is interesting.
And I'm doing this because they're the same draft year.
Yes.
A lot of people wanted Michkov picked at that 4th overall spot that the Sharks were in, and instead they went with Will Smith. There was a lot of disappointed people because they saw Michkov as being the next rushing great coming over from the KHL and all this stuff. Now, I'm not going to get into... There's a chance that Michkov specifically said, I will not play for San Jose.
Sure. Because
he did say that to certain teams. That could be why the Sharks passed him over and why Greer was so dismissive about him, I think. But just assuming that they could have drafted Michkov over Will Smith, I always think this is going to be a great comparison, and not just to do now, but over the course of their careers. I think it's going to be great to see. So I had... Claude I used to put some of this stuff together. I had him put together this chart. So I took the stats from Natural Stat Trick, took from all strengths, not just even strength, because I think it defaults to even strength, fed in there both Will Smith and Michkov, and said, send me some charts, send me some info, who do you think is a better player, and all this stuff. So here's the chart that it came up with. Now, you don't have to specifically look through all this and read everything, but Will Smith is in teal, Michkov is in kind of the orangish, I guess you can call it the Flyers orange.
Yeah, Flyers,
yeah. So you can kind of see where some aspects Michkov is better, some aspects Will Smith's better. Now, obviously, Will Smith has better, I guess you could say he has better line mates because he's got Celebrini in his
get into
hip
that, yeah.
every game, practically every game. But I was expecting more out of Michkov this season, because he did so well last season. Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to have the next step up, kind of like how Will Smith is doing right now, playing even better. Will Smith had a tale of 2 seasons last year. The first half was not great. The second half was amazing. Now, which were you going to get, right? Which player are you going to get a middle ground of that going into this year? Are you going to get one or the other? So I think he's taken the next step. I think the Sharks... themselves, the roster build, it was much better this season than last season, and that's also leading to some of the improvements that we're seeing from Will Smith. Now, they are very different players. Will Smith originally was a center, but now I think he's going to be a wing full time.
Yeah, I don't see him playing center anymore.
No, and we haven't even talked about this guy, but now that
Michael Misa?
Yeah. We haven't talked about Misa in a month.
Can I be honest? I totally forgot Misa was even on this team.
Right?
When I rattled off all those names, I totally forgot he was even on the team.
Think about that. He's also being added to this group. It's insane how good they're going to be offensively. I mean, defense. He's good defensive too.
Yeah.
Misa's very good defensive forward, but the Sharks are in very good hands with their forward group. But going back to Will Smith, Will Smith is not a physical player. One thing that you really don't like. Michkov is a very physical player. He has twice as many hits as Will Smith. He's a bigger dude. He uses his body more. He's kind of that, not quite Ovechkin, but a bigger dude that uses his body well and fights through stuff. Now, I think what Michkov's problem is the coaches don't trust him in situations defensively. Without the puck, he's not as responsible. He doesn't have as much responsibilities as a center really would, but still, his ice time is so much less than Will Smith's right now. Will Smith is seeing, 3 minutes more?
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes more a game. That's a lot for a forward.
Yeah.
That's what is that? 4 or 5 extra shifts a game? 6 maybe?
Yeah.
Shorter shifts? 5 shifts at least? He's not getting played as well, and Tortorella is not even the coach right now, so it's not like it's he's just not playing.
Stop trying the Michigan.
Right? Yeah, that was last season.
Yeah,
but even he was let go halfway through last season. So, anyway, you want to go ahead here?
Yeah, we'll go. Go ahead. So if you could put up my graphic here. Okay, so basically this was off of Dauber Sports, and I was looking at line combination data. That's why you see the lines there: Tyler Toffoli, Will Smith, Mackin Celebrini, etc., etc., etc. For the people on the podcast, I apologize. This is really something that you're probably going to want to pull out the video for, but I will do my best.
You know what we can do? We could post these on our social medias later this week. I think that'd be cool to do.
And I'll try to not talk forever for you guys, but I mean, you guys know me. So looking at the line combination data from Dauber Sports, okay, there's no line combination here featuring Will Smith with at least 10 minutes time on ice this season that has a shots for percentage or a chances for percentage over 50, meaning that those lines give up more shots and chances than they generate. The top 5 line combinations by time on ice for Michkov plays on what do you call it? On range. They have a range of 49 to 67 shot percentage for. And the most common line combo you can see right there is 54.5%. Also 46 to about 57% chances for. Most commonly, it's 55.2, meaning most of the lines that he plays on generate more shots and chances in general than against, right? Mm-hmm. So they're generating more. Whether or not they're putting the puck in the net's another story. Smith's most common line mate, I mean, right there, Celebrini. It's Celebrini every single time, and he's got like one of 3 rotating wingers, and that's either Toffoli, Khrushchev, or Eklund, right?
Is this even strength?
So it is even strength, and the one that says Will Smith, Mackin Celebrini, I'm guessing that was overtimes. I think it's 3-on-3 overtimes, which is technically So anyway, I think that's what that is. But regardless, like there's, I mean, again, he's got Celebrini with him the entire time. Now that means a couple things. One, yes, Celebrini's just that good, and maybe he's benefiting from that. But also, look at the time. 170 minutes with Tyler Toffoli, Will Smith, and Mackin Celebrini. The next one is 71 minutes with Phil Khrushchev and Celebrini that he's playing with. That's so much time he's playing with Macklin and basically one other guy. When you look at Michkov, like
Sean Couturier is the staple.
Sean Couturier is kind of the staple there, but even then, that's only 89 and 57 minutes. Right. The other ones he's got with Dvorak and Zegras and Tippett and Zegras, and those are 43, 19, 13 minutes, right? He's spreading his time out across more than just one extra winger. It's 6 different guys: Couturier, Brink, Konechny, Dvorak, Zegras, and Tippett. So as we said, Smith averages 3.5 more minutes of time on ice per game. And basically, what does this mean? It seems that Michkov generates more shots and chances than the opposition while playing with less consistent line mates who can't finish those chances, right? Whereas Smith puts up points and has Macklin every night, but it's allowing a higher percentage of shots and chances against. And this is why it's so fantastic having Askarov, because the guy stands on his head and makes these saves so that even if they are generating as many chances as the ones that they're giving up, Askarov's there stopping it, right?
Flyers goaltending has been suspect for years.
No, exactly. So, like, even if they're generating more opportunities, does Michkov, and he's not allowing as many, that doesn't mean he's good defensively. It just means they're hanging on to the puck. That's all that means. They're hanging on to the puck, getting their chances, and then getting off. That's all that means, right? So, like, they're generating more chances. Now, in the grand scheme of things, am I saying that Michkov is a better player than Will Smith? No. I'm not. This doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right, or I'm wrong and you're right. This is just what I want to get to the bottom of it is that, like, there's a lot of times where, as Sharks fans, or as Republican or a liberal, or as whatever it is that you identify at, you tend to see things a certain way. And sometimes if you just dig a little bit deeper, you see things in a little bit of a different light. And the way that we see, like, Will Smith has, like, all these goals and assists, his point totals are higher, and you know, he's trusted in more situations. Is it that he's trusted, or is it that his line mate is a guy that you're going to play every opportunity that you can get, right? So yeah, he's going to get more time on ice because the guy he plays with, they want him out there every opportunity he can get, right? So the other thing was, not only does he play 3.5 less minutes per game, but he's only a third liner, is Michkov.
Well, right now.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's
because
what I'm saying.
He's getting demoted because he doesn't have the coach's trust.
Which is crazy to me because he's generating offensive opportunity, but they're not able to bury it. That's where Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini shine, is that even if they don't get as many opportunities as one of the Michkov lines does, they're able to finish.
They are different play styles.
Absolutely.
Right? So this is what it came up with, what Claude came up with. Will Smith is a dynamic playmaker. Elite vision and passing ability, generates high shot volumes, makes teammates better. Skill game, he's comparable to Mitch Marner and William Nylander. Okay, Michkov is the tenacious scorer, natural goal scorer's touch, physical, willing to battle, high danger chance creator, plays with an edge, comparable to Artemi Panarin and Pavel Buchnevich. Here's the assessment here. Will Smith is clearly the better player right now, based on significantly higher production, superior playmaking ability, better shot generation, more ice time or trust from the coaches, better decision-making. But we should acknowledge Smith benefits from playing with Celebrini, an elite center. Michkov gets less ice time and opportunities. Both are very young and still developing. Gap could narrow as Michkov gets more minutes. Bottom line, even though accounting for Celebrini factors, Smith's individual metrics and production gap are too large to ignore. He's the better player today. Looking ahead, winger and winger comparison, the top two of the top 10 picks of the 23 draft. Will Smith is currently the more complete, productive player. Michkov has elite tools and could close the gap. Both will be stars for years to come. The rivalry define their draft class. The current score that gives Smith out of 10 an 8.5. Michkov's getting a 7. I think that's pretty fair. It's taking what I said and what you said, kind of putting them together. I do think, though, that the Sharks made the correct decision in drafting Will Smith. I was worried about that coming out of that draft, that the Sharks really missed a home run here. Like Michkov, because a lot of people were saying Michkov could be that 120-point player, right? And he went 7th overall. Like he could come back and be like, that was the Bedard draft. Like he could be top up there with Bedard, but going 7th overall. I don't think Will Smith will be up that high. His ceiling, I don't think, is as high. Yeah. But I do think he's a better complete player.
I was high on Will Smith at the draft, and then when I went back and looked at some of the video, I kind of backed off on that just a little bit. What I noticed was, even in the college days, like when he was playing, and for Team USA, he was playing with guys that were already drafted in the NHL. It's hard for you to be a guy that drives your line and truly makes teammates around you better when you're playing with guys that have already reached that level, can do it themselves, and were already drafted by NHL teams. And here's Will Smith now playing with the guy who is the first overall, right? So he's constantly with these guys that can go out and do the work, the hard work for him. Right. You know what I mean? And that was the thing that kind of soured me a little bit on Will Smith, and I was like, NHL, they'll get him in the system, he'll have some games. Then he'll play in the AHL where he can hone those skills, and then that never happened. And here we are even today where I'm still going, man, I really wish that Will Smith was a little bit more physical. Now, I'll give credit. There are times lately in this season where I do see those little bits of that extra physicality. And again, I don't mean, he needs to go out and body check everybody. What I do mean is He needs to attack. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to have pressure, right? You can't just expect your teammates to go and grab pucks for you all the time and then set you up so that you can try to score.
I've seen a notice improvement of him. I mean, not every play, but there are plays in the game where I'm like, wow.
Yes.
It's noticeable that he went in there and got into the dirty work and got it out.
And I see moments of that.
Yeah.
I do. I see moments, but those moments need to turn into just the way he plays the game, right?
He's getting there. I think he's getting there, and he's working on it. And I don't think he's regressing in that aspect. I don't think he's getting worse at it. I think he's slowly getting better and realizing this is what it takes to be an NHL, everyday NHL player, right? And also to be on not the top of the league, but a top player in the league.
Now, you had mentioned you thought maybe it was a bit of a mistake at the time. Not anymore.
No.
At the time, you wanted Michkov, right? Now, you think otherwise, and you're happy with it, right?
I mean, it's hard to go back then, right? There was no Celebrini at that point.
Right.
And the Sharks needed that dynamic home run hitter.
And that's what I think is what makes Will Smith more valuable than Michkov on this roster.
Doesn't need to be the guy.
No,
right?
It's not that. Forget hockey.
Oh.
It's not even hockey related. It's that Celebrini and Smith have this uncanny friendship that they've played against each other and everything else, and then all of a sudden they're teammates and they're making TikTok videos together. They're kicking a soccer ball at Sharky's head. They're dressing up as if they're Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
They have this friendship that I think adds just a little bit for both of their games. And we talked about, what did we talk about all the first 2 seasons ago, I think, or even just last season? I think it was last season. Sad Bedard.
Yes.
Sad Bedard, right? You'd see Sad Mac.
Someone just said, where is it? Michkov just needs a best friend on the team.
There you go. So, I don't know. I think...
kudos to Greer in putting this roster together. Not just this team currently, but overall the roster build of the Sharks has so much better, and the pieces work together, right? It's not just bringing in a superstar player like Celebrini. Okay, cool. Well, then you're putting too much on his shoulders as an 18-year-old. Now he's coming in the league with Will Smith at the same time, and it's paying off, right? They're best friends, for one. At least we think we are. They're best friends. They have chemistry on the ice, and everything is working together in unison. It's great. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
It's weird to see that the Sharks are in this position. I mean, happy to see it, obviously. But the Sharks have been so bad for so long, and it was really... It's cool to see that the build that he's doing was not such a quick teardown, like a blowing up of the entire team at once. It took time. It's still taking time. He's still being patient. That's why I'm still saying be patient.
Right.
I don't think the Sharks are going to be a playoff team, but they are making strides. They're making steps. They're making strides to get there and seeing what it takes to win.
And I want to address Wickedly Charming says, I think Smith is a late bloomer. Yeah, and honestly, it's not even fair to call him a late bloomer. Again, he's only 20. A late bloomer would be like 25.
Yeah.
That's a late bloomer.
I'd say 28.
Yeah,
well, for a prospect, 25.
Yeah. You're not blooming at 28, buddy. That's, come on. You're wilting at 28. Right. Anyway, it's not even fair to call him a late bloomer. Like, he's a young kid. But that was my problem, was that you don't put a guy like that in the NHL if they're not ready to play NHL type of hockey. And still today, yes, he generates points, but he's not ready to go and bang with anybody. I'll take anyone, literally anyone else in the league in a board battle against Will Smith. I'll take anybody else, and I'm pretty confident that I'm making money on that bet.
I'm kind of surprised seeing Will Smith out on the ice when the Sharks are winning and they're defending, right? And the goalie's pulled on the other team when it's a close game.
There are times where they don't bother, though. They'll put Macklin out there with Colin Graff.
Right. But I have seen Will Smith out there, and I'm surprised in a way to see him out there. But the coaching staff is trusting him.
Yeah.
In certain situations where I didn't think they would.
I think it's maybe not even necessarily that they trust it, but that they understand the only way you're really going to get better at that is by throwing them into that situation, right? If you're going to be better defensively, you have to be in situations where you have to be better defensively. If you're going to learn to battle hard against people physically and try to steal pucks from them, You have to be in situations where you have to battle hard and steal pucks physically. We saw this was one of the strange drills, according to Sheng Peng, who watches all of their practices. So when he says it's a strange drill, that means they really haven't run that before. Yeah. And the drill, if you remember, it was Macklin and Smith against Revo and whoever else, and it was board battles. It wasn't wide open ice. It was against the walls. And they had to battle to get through Ryan Reeves and probably Barclay Goodrow or somebody who's more of a grinder type. And they had to battle through that. That's where you get the development. Right? Is by going through those motions. Now, maybe that has to happen in a game, but they're running these types of things in practices now because you need work on this. Yep. Right?
That's what it takes to win.
Absolutely.
In the NHL. Everyone has to buy in and do it.
You can't just rely, like I said, on your teammates to do the hard work. Everybody needs to be able to do the hard work so that you can all get pucks back, get possession. That's what wins games. Having the puck wins games. You don't have the puck, you can't win games. It's as easy as that. So you need to be one of those guys that's just as tenacious and puts just as much effort in as the fourth line guys who that is their entire role. If you're a scoring guy, you still need that. You need that as part of your game. Mm-hmm. And that was my whole issue was, yeah, maybe he's 19 and he is not ready for that yet. Put him in the AHL. But whatever. It is what it is. He's here now. He's here to stay.
I don't know if we would have seen Macklin go up as much as he had if Will Smith was not there with him.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it would have been a little too much more pressure on him, obviously, being the guy and the savior of a franchise but having Will Smith there with him, I think it paid dividends going into this season because he got all that awkward stuff out in the beginning of last year when last year did not matter. And they ended up getting yet another good player in Michael Misa from a terrible season last year.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a wrong decision now looking back on it. I think at the time I did. I think he should have played the AHL. But I think looking back now, I don't mind because last season was a lost season anyway. Didn't matter. I think it helped his development.
I'll be honest with you. I think it would have helped his development more being in the AHL. That's my whole take on it. But again, he's here to stay. He's producing. He's doing a good job getting on the score sheet, right? They're having a good time together. It's what do they call it, the fun and whimsy,
He's
or whatever
almost
it's called.
A point per game player right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
24 points in 26 games.
Again, my issue with him is not the ability to put up points, but
right.
I want to see more like the ability to pester. Right. I want to see more the ability to not just be soft all the time. That's all I care about. Stop being so soft all the time. You can put the puck in the net and still be hard, okay? Don't be so soft all the time. Anytime somebody bumps him into the wall, he falls over.
Beat off walls.
Yes, he gets beat off walls all the time. It's ridiculous.
Maybe he needs his teeth to get chipped.
There you go. He said he looks like Lloyd. Yeah. Anyway, tirade over. Again, I like Will Smith. There's certain things that I would just feel like I would have done differently, and there's certain things that I want him to do better. But again, that's going to come. He's a young guy. He is a point-per-game player in the best league in the world. It's hard to argue against that. Absolutely. I have my issues.
Real quick, they're talking about Ryan Reeves getting re-signed by the Sharks.
Hell yes. I'm for it.
I don't think it will happen. I'm not against it. I just don't think the Sharks will do it because I don't know if Reeves will do it. He's 38. I don't know if he's got another year in him.
He'll go another year. Another year. I think he likes this group.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I think he had some reservations coming into San Jose because he hated the Sharks organization.
Why?
He didn't know anything about it.
No, but
now he loves it.
But why wouldn't he? 38 years old, unless he's like, this is definitely my last year and I want to retire.
That's what I mean. I have a feeling it could be that.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think he's
so many
feeling the youth.
Injuries coming. I don't know.
What injury has he had?
Well, he missed a couple games. He got hurt in practice, I think, like a week or two ago, and he had to miss a game or two.
Okay, he missed a game or two.
I'm just saying.
Beyond that, the only time he's been out is because they decided to put other guys in the lineup.
I just don't know if his body will hold up another year. He's not Brent Burns. That's going to be playing well into his 40s, and he's very close to there.
I get that. I bet you he goes one more year. You heard it here. One more year. One more year.
Again, I'm not saying against it. I just don't know if it's going to... Realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be an extension that we hear about during the season. That's going to be that's to end of June.
Absolutely. Yeah. If we decide we have room for you, we'll throw you back in it. But I think he would like to. Yeah. Anyway, any other comments in there? Anybody just blasting me for having an opinion?
Yeah, they said you don't know what you're talking about and you should go home. I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. A lot of agrees.
Thanks for tuning in.
Carding agrees. Paul, I feel like Smith's personality is perfect fit for Celebrini. Not sure the chemistry would be there if we had gotten Michkov and Macklin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think from personnel-wise, yes, absolutely. I think Celebrini and Smith are going to be much more buddy-buddy than Michkov and Celebrini would have been. Having said that, I think Celebrini could have just been buddy-buddy with Eklund as well, right?
I mean, think about after that draft, Will Smith, at that point, was the top prospect in the Sharks organization.
Yeah.
Top rated prospect. Michkov was their best prospect in their organization, and he still kind of is up there and seen as the top guy, whereas Will Smith is maybe
definitely not
third now,
yeah,
behind obviously Celebrini, but even behind Misa in a couple years. Misa will surpass him at some point. So yeah, I think the Sharks made the right decision in getting Will Smith, because I mean, I don't know how much luck there was involved in getting Celebrini because they won the lottery. But if they didn't win the lottery last year and they won it this year and had Schaefer instead, what would be better right now? I think the timeline of the Sharks would be a little bit shifted in terms of later. But that defensive top chip prospect, man, if the Sharks got Schaefer, can you imagine instead of Misa they had Schaefer on the team right now? Oh my God! Then we'd be talking about playoffs for sure. Anyway, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. Upcoming games. We have
4 or 5?
We have a lot. So our next show is going to be next Tuesday. It will not be on Sunday, just letting you guys know. So we're going to cover one more extra game, which is kind of why we went into the Michkov versus Smith thing, because it is against the Flyers.
Which is, again, why I keep reminding everybody when we do upcoming games, please hit the subscribe button, because, again, most times we're not really sure if we're going to be in on a Sunday or a Tuesday, or it might be different days. We try to aim for Sundays, but sometimes it just doesn't work out for us, right? So this week, or this coming week, it ain't going to work out. So Tuesday, if you guys aren't subscribed and you forget, then you're going to miss it. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You get the alerts, and you know. And thank you for hitting the bell. You guys know when we're going live. You can join the chat, just like all of our members and everybody else who's always in here. Aaron, Monday versus Utah.
Tomorrow versus Utah. It's a weird game, or a weird night for a game. There won't be many in the NHL, so that's kind of cool. I think the Sharks, if they turn around, if they play like they did against who they just played against Vegas, I think against if they play the same way against Utah, I think they would have a chance. I'm assuming Asarov is going to start in this game since Nedeljkovic played in the last one. I think the Sharks could win this game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
When I was going through those line combinations stuff in preparation for the Will Smith Michkov segment that we just did, I noticed they had some where it was like goals for percentage, or I forget what it was, but they had 3 Utah lines all in a row, and it made sense to me, right? Where you've got this team that is kind of good up and down the lineup, so much so that all 3 lines were right next to each other in terms of their percentages, you know, and they were all good. There was like over 50, whatever it was, but they were all good and they were all right next to each other. Whereas like one team had like a line that was up here and then a line down here and a line and they was sprinkled through, and there was Utah, bang, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle, just boom, you know. Yeah. So they're all kind of like average and good.
They're strong. Yeah, strong team. Their lines are good throughout the lineup.
I think that throws a lot of teams off, because no matter who you put out there, you'll have your top line against them, and you might edge them out. But it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Once you get your third line out there against them, it's tough.
Fun fact: they have the exact same record as the Sharks.
There you go.
Right now, 12, 11, and 3. Exact same, both teams.
Okay.
They are in their last 10, 3,
goal
4, and 3.
differentials.
The goal differential is a big difference.
Yeah.
Minus 10 difference. The Sharks are minus 10. Utah is at 0. Utah is 3, 4, and 3 in their last 10. The Sharks are 5 and 5. So slightly better for the Sharks. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And someone just asked if Cooley is out. I don't know if Cooley is out. That would be a big miss for Utah if he was. Wednesday versus Washington. This is going to be Alex Ovechkin's last game in San Jose, because he is retiring next season.
He is retiring?
Hasn't been announced, but there's a lot of photo taking and jersey swapping for a guy who hasn't announced that he's going to be leaving. I think same with Malkin is another one. But Malkin said he was retiring. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. Maybe it was vice versa. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure this will be the last chance that you get to see Ovechkin. That game is on Wednesday night. So if you were thinking about going, go.
I was going to say, are you going to go?
Now that I just said that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I will actually not be there because Mondays and Wednesdays I got the kids' practices, so can't do it. But I'll be watching for sure.
I mean, I've seen Ovechkin a lot over the years because I had season tickets for a long time and loved it. I hated, and they changed it, thank God. Back in the day, they would play the other conference every other year at home. So we only got to see, back in the heyday of Crosby and Ovechkin, you only get to see him once every other year. That sucked. So they finally changed it, put it back, and correct, Aaron Malkin did say this was his last year, and he's going to play in Russia after this season. But Nick, HBK, will be at the Ovi game on Wednesday.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very good.
I'll let you know, Nick, if I'm going to go or not. I think this could be a winnable game, but Washington's always tough. They always come in here. But it is an East Coast team coming onto the West Coast. So
won't it be interesting if they get a power play and Ovi's in his office, but Askey's a right catch?
Yeah. And they're probably talking smack like crazy in Russian to each other. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
And Colin Gruff strips some of the puck.
There you go.
Goes back. And
scores. Strips it, goes the distance.
Yeah.
Gets the shorty.
Oh,
that'd
man.
be nice.
If that happens, we're going to clip the heck out of that right now. Friday at Dallas. This is a 5 p.m. game since it's in Dallas. This is going to be a tough game because Dallas, I think, is the number 2 team in the NHL behind Colorado right now. So they're surging. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. Dallas is going to be a tough one. I think this is a loss right here in Dallas on Friday. That's a rough one. What do you think?
It's second best team in the league. That's going to be, and it's again at home, right, for Dallas.
Yes.
And now it's not mile high necessarily, out of just like Colorado was, but you're playing a high caliber team in their barn with the crowd behind them and everything else. Their travel day and everything else. So that one's going to be pretty tough. I think you're probably right. Probably not coming out with any points on that one.
And then not getting any easier on Sunday.
Yeah,
Carolina, and that game's at 2 p.m. for us here on the West Coast. The number 4 team in the league. So,
just get them all out of the way now.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah, if they can get any points out of those 2 games, I would be happy. I'm not expecting anything, especially Carolina is just such a tough team. I feel like they have the Sharks' number, especially in terms of the strategy that they play against the Sharks.
They're 4th in the league. They got a lot of teams' numbers.
Well, I mean, specifically the Sharks look like they have zero chance against this team. Just the way that they play and how defensively tight they are and structured, like in how disciplined they are. It's everyone in their lineup is a buy-in at this point for Rod Brindamore.
I was gonna say you have to say the name
Rod the Bod.
Rod the Bod, baby.
Rod the Bod. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this guy used to play in the NHL, the coach of the Carolina Hurricanes. He was known as Rod the Bod because this is before everyone really kind of worked out like crazy. He worked out like crazy and was always in shape. He's still in ridiculous shape, and he's probably in his 50s at this point.
At least.
He's an incredible guy, and you should go just Google that, I guess.
Rod the Bod.
Maybe not Google that. Maybe not. Make sure the kids aren't around.
Google it.
And then Tuesday, as we just said, our next show will be on Tuesday. The Sharks are playing in Philadelphia, and it's a 4 p.m. game, our time here. Mm-hmm. We will be going live at 9 p.m. that night, so that will be our next show. But I think this could be a win here.
I think this is, after what we just talked about, this is going to be a very interesting game. I think the spotlight's, for us at least, not necessarily national media, but between us at least, I think the spotlight's going to be on Will Smith and Matvei Michkov in this game. Right? I mean, after what we just talked about, right? So, I don't know. How do you feel this one not just plays out in terms of wins, losses, and whatnot? Mm-hmm. Do you think Matvei shows up?
Oh, I don't think he cares about San Jose, so it's not like he's going to be like, I'm going to play harder against this team.
Absolutely.
He's probably like, I don't know where San Jose is, and I don't care, so I'm just going to play my normal game. But
let's get real. I don't know if he knows where Philadelphia is.
Yeah, at least it's on the East Coast, along with the cluster of all those other teams around there. So he kind of probably has a better geography sense over there. But yeah, I think the Sharks could beat Philadelphia here. Our friend of the show, Kevin Kurz, covers the Philadelphia Flyers, so maybe we'll hit him up and see what he thinks about this game. That could be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a good matchup, and I think it's one that the Sharks could win. Now Philadelphia's been playing pretty well. They are currently 8th in the NHL, but again, very close. I mean, they have 31 points. The Sharks have 27. So that's a big difference between the Sharks at 23rd and the Flyers in 8th as of today.
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points separating those two teams. So there could be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of movement by the time we do the next show.
Yeah.
The Sharks could be way down here, or they could be back up on top, or who knows, in the middle. But yeah, the Flyers are a +6. That's the difference. They're 14-7-3. So obviously the benching of Michkov, not benching, but demoting of Michkov is working for them.
Yeah, I mean that's the crazy thing to me is if the team is that high up in the standings and a guy who's a noted goal scorer, that's his role. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really getting as many minutes as maybe a pure goal scorer ought to get. Then the rest of their line must be doing just fine, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see him out there and see what he does. I don't know. Do you think he's going to put a goal up at least?
Michkov?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
No.
Because I think, let's see.
They're going to line match. He's going to have to go against Colin Graff.
Or Askarov is going to be in net maybe in that game. Maybe we see Nedeljkovic the Carolina game because that was his former team. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Yeah.
Okay.
So Askey with the right-handed catch on the
OV game.
Yeah. Well, and Michkov.
Yes.
Again, talking smack in Russian because that's what Russians do.
Sure, why not?
I don't know.
Super Producer Jason just put it on the screen, but we do want to remind you about becoming a member on the channel. Aaron will explain that one in just a second. But again, we have certain little things that the Sharks give us, like these little bag tag, not baubles, but they're little bag tag like caricatures or whatever they are. Things like these, what were they called again? The shoe charms. Shoe charms. We have stuff like this that we're going to end up handing out to members along with the cards, the box cards. We have to figure out when we're going to do the overhead camera.
I think we did figure that out.
Did we?
Coming weeks, we're going to be doing it.
So we'll have some sort of a show. I think we'll invite the members to maybe to do it or something like that. But yeah, these types of things are going to go to our members. We're just going to, figure out a way to kind of get them out to you guys. So if you are a member, you'll be in the running for this type of stuff. And if you're not, you're missing out. So Aaron, why don't you again tell them what they can do to become members?
I don't think the Will Smith one's going to be given away, though, because Paul really wants us to on this luggage. So I think this one might be off the table.
I want the ASCII one. I'm going to rip this mustache off his lip, though.
Become a member. If you go to our YouTube channel, our main page, there's a button up there that says Become a Member, and it'll be $2.99 a month, and it goes to us to help run the show. And not that we buy these, but helps us run the show, and it's good. And you get special emojis, I think it is, in the chat. You get recognition. I think there's a star next to your name. You can see Brykar in the chat right now. He's got a star, and that helps us out, so it would be appreciated, and we'll get you some exclusive stuff to our members. So yeah.
I want to rattle off those names one more time. Brykar, Crichton, Tyler McElroy, Laurie Sholl, no relation, Taylor Kearney, Navy 47, and Robot Bay. Thank you guys for supporting the show on a monthly basis. We really do appreciate you guys. Anything else you want to say in the chat maybe that popped up here?
No, the chat was going today, so it was very helpful. You guys are killing it today, so it was awesome.
Absolutely. Appreciate that a lot, you guys. It's a lot more fun when we got you in there just kind of rattling things off. Sometimes you give us some ideas on certain things that are topics that we didn't even think to talk about, and then we get to extend the show to 2 hours, which is what Super Producer Jason loves.
I just saw what time
Trust
it is
me,
right now.
it sucks.
We need new ones. We need more.
We do need more.
Anyway, okay. Guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate you. For Super Producer Jason, I'm Paul.
And I'm Aaron.
And we will see you guys
next Tuesday.
After the Sharks beat the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, check out our other content, especially interviews. You can interact with us directly through social media at The Fin Factor and on Instagram at Fin Factor. And don't forget to join our live streams on YouTube. Visit our website at thefinfactor.com, where you'll find all of our episodes as videos or podcasts. You'll also find our exclusive